What is up, AppMasters? It is Steve P. Young, founder of appmasters.com, and welcome to our weekly YouTube live streams where we really break down what's working in the app space with the special guest. And today I'm super excited to have him on because I got to meet him in Canada during the MGS Canada event in Toronto. So thank you, Canada, for your hospitality. My wife was there as well. We had a great time, and the food, the vegan food, is excellent. But this guest has over 12 million downloads across his entire app portfolio. I've known him for a few years now. He's a very successful indie developer, and we're going to learn from him how he comes up with new app ideas, how he launches it, and once it's stable, what he does next. So without further ado, let's bring in Masood. Masood,
hi.
Welcome to the show, my man.
Hi, everyone.
I'm in my wife's office. We're doing a little bit different, but the internet's better. I know people complain about the internet here. So if you guys got questions for Masood, put it in the comments below, and I'll say hi to a few people as well. Mohammed's here. Mary's here as well. Let's go. Love these Friday interviews. Thank you, Mary, Miguel, Kevin, Luis, Nurex, and then George. When are you coming? Hi, Steve. When are you coming back to Europe? George, you got to write to my wife, and then I will come back. And then Patrick is here. What's up, PJ? All right, Masood, let's break it down. So congratulations on the success. I'm going to pull up all your app portfolio right here. So congratulations on building all these different apps. I want to talk a little bit about the journey, and we're going to talk about AI and how you're using AI to, better perform different things. But talking about the very beginning, like because you have all these categories, you have a selfie editor, you have a pregnancy app, you have photo and video apps, you have AI apps. How do you come up when you're trying to approach app ideas? What's your approach?
So should I start from the beginning, like how I actually started?
Let's go.
Oh, so I actually started around 2015, 16. And the app landscape was totally different, if you remember, because you have been in this space for a long time, right?
Yeah.
So today the market is very mature, but at that time, it was not that early stage, I would say, like mid-early stage, like where you could make a title of like 100 characters. You had this option to make 100 characters title, so no subtitle, right? And then you could put all the keywords in the title, and then like you would rank for those keywords, and you would get some downloads. So I started at that time when there was a lot of opportunity in the space. So, for example, for self-editor, so when I started self-editor, there was very few this kind of self-editing app. So I remember there was actually the main competitor was Facetune, and then they also had only the paid version. They didn't have any free version. So my idea was to make a free version with similar features that Facetune is giving, and then initially to get the downloads first, and then later on focus on revenue. So that's how actually I kind of started. I applied the same strategy for other apps. For example, the pregnancy app you're talking about, that also had the same kind of strategy. There was, I think, a couple of apps, but those were mostly paid apps. And then so the freemium was going freemium was the main strategy. Actually, at that time, I think it was 16, 17, many apps were actually moving to freemium model, like giving in a purchase, making the app free, going to like some contents free, and then adding in a purchases, right? Subscription was not a trend back then. So so that's how I actually started. And then over the time we did some experiments. We tried to see. So our main focus was photo video editing categories, because we did some research, and then we found out that this is the category that is going to grow in next few years, and that actually happened. Like if you look at the number of users, number of apps in photo video editing categories, you'll see it has grown a lot, right? So, and then we also, once we had some initial success, we also wanted to see what other categories we can go. So we tried some other categories like utility, productivity. Recently, we have been trying a lot of AI apps. So that's how actually we got into so many apps. Um, yeah, but our main focus is mostly on the photo video editing category.
Nice. I like it. So it was always back then, and you were kind of looking at what's paid and working. Let's make a freemium version and built it out. What about today, especially with the new AI apps? Because I've worked with a lot of different AI apps, Masood. But like, what is your approach today? Like, how did you think about AI? Is it just more like everybody's doing it, might as well do it too?
Yeah, so like if you look at the strategy at higher level, you should focus on what's not in the market. So back
Mm,
then it was, there were a lot of paid apps, not many freemium apps. So the users were lacking some free apps in the same category, like in the selfie, in the pregnancy app, those sorts of things. So right now we have been seeing like AI has been a hype, right? For I think like for last few months at least, or
yeah,
since
yeah.
the like mid 2022, around that, after ChatGPT. So um, and then we did a ChatGPT app, like a chatbot kind of app, but it has been already been saturated.
Yeah.
Um, so what we try to figure out is where are some other opportunities, other um, use cases for AI
Mm,
that are not yet saturated. There's some opportunity. We try to figure it out, and then we try to provide solution in that space.
I like it. I like it. So talk to me about the launch because early days you're like, hey, I have this keyword. It's no longer 2015, and you're like not stuffing it with 100 characters anymore. So talk to me about like your newer launch strategies. What are you doing these days to launch a new app?
Yeah. So these days there are a few options. I think the one option is like the pre-order thing Apple does.
Mm,
So you can use that a lot. I have seen, I have heard. I haven't used it actually that much, but I have heard from other developers like they have got like few thousand downloads like at the on the first day of launching using the pre-order feature. Um, and then we also try to focus on getting ratings, reviews at the
hmm.
beginning as much as we can, to show some social proof to the users. Um, um, and then we try to figure out, basically try to figure out what, so even if we find some opportunity in an area, um, let's say chatbot, we still need some time to figure out what are the areas the users are actually using this app for. For
Hmm.
example, for our chatbot, we saw like a lot of students are using this app, but when we developed this app, like when we were in the process of developing this app, we had no idea like who is going to use this app. We had some
Right.
idea, some use cases, but we didn't have like 100% idea like who will be the major users. So that is some time we focus on to figure out who are the actual users, and then afterwards what should be the keywords we can focus on. If this is our users, this is the purpose they're using this app for, then what could be the relevant keywords, um, and then maybe focus on that, update the ASO, screenshot everything, so going from there we keep updating the apps.
Do you have an example that you can share with us? Like, hey, here's how we built this app. We really
Yeah,
looked at who are these users, what are they doing? Because Masood, I'm lazy. I'm like, okay, what keyword has volume? Let's go build it. I don't really
yeah,
try to think about like, oh, who this user is, what are they trying to do? So break that down for me.
yeah. So for example, so let's go back to the chatbot app. So we have
Okay,
like different sections, like um,
this one.
you can, yeah, this one, yeah. So this one you can create image, right? You can create new image with this app. You can write articles with this app. You can solve math with this app,
Mm,
and then you can also like do regular chat, like chatting with a person, right? So initially our thought was that people will only use this chatting part only for chatting, like asking some helpful suggestions, like I'm going to travel to Toronto, let's say, what are some places to visit, right? So these sorts of things. And then we built another area for kind of focusing on the students or people who needs to do write up, can be articles also. So what we have been like, so you also have to have some analytics plugged in, right? You have to design which events you want to target, like you want to track, and then you have to like plug in some sort of analytics. Like we have Firebase plugged in and some couple of other analytics plugged in into the system. So looking at the analytics, we see like people are coming to the chat section, but they're actually telling the chat to write some articles for them, or write in like homework, like some assignment from school to do it. So basically from this we can figure out, okay, maybe even though we think there is a separate section for writing, maybe people are not looking into that. People are coming to the chat, and this is the workflow, or this is the like the flow of the app they actually like, and they can actually get the same result from the chat. uh, like for an assignment, they can get the same output as they would get in from the like the writing section. We have a different
Mhm.
writing section, but they prefer this way. So basically from here, and then if you look at the like if you track what kind of question they're asking, like what kind of articles, what kind of assignment they're looking for, and then if you track those data as well, then you can figure out, okay, so these are the kind of things my users are looking for, and then you can figure out, basically have an idea, like a higher level idea, what kind of keyword um, these people might use to come to your app, right? And
Mhm.
then from there you can go on, like you can run search ad, or you can update your title or like subtitle, those sorts of things.
Yeah, I love it. Talk to me about your approach with the weekly offer. Actually, let me pull back.
Yeah.
I want to go over everything. So Firebase, is that all you're using to track all your events?
No, I have a couple of others. We have an attribution platform. We have a subscription analytics platform. So we have 2, 3 platforms connected.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to name them, or you
Sure. I
prefer
mean,
not to?
attribution we had I think Tenjin. I think we have right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Tangent.
for subscription, I think we were using Adapt before. I think
Mm-hmm.
right now we are using Q1 version, like conversion, but Q1 version. It
Oh
starts.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. You confused me there. Okay, it's conversion, but with the Q
conversion, but it
instead of a
starts with
C.
Q. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I can't remember. There might be 1 or 2 more, but these are the like the primary ones that we use. Yeah.
Okay, I love it. The when you talked about earlier too was getting reviews. What's been your approach in getting reviews? Because I feel like it's so critical, especially in the
Yeah.
early stages of an app.
Yeah. Um, I mean, so we try to. So initially, we don't focus on that much on the like the pricing and those sorts of things. Initially, we try to
Yeah.
focus on what is the feedback of the users for our app, like what are they liking, what are they not liking. Like I said, we use a lot of analytics to figure out where people are actually using, like which features users are using. um, so review or the rating is kind of part of that.
Mm-hmm.
uh, Once you have those analytics plugged in and you're tracking all those events, like you can understand, will have an idea where the users are going to get hooked in, and then from there, like you can, like right at the moment you understand that these are the features, these are the core features of my app that the users are using, and then you can maybe add a review prompt, or like those Apple SK review request prompt, right? So that
Yeah.
one you can like hook in. So we mostly focus on at the beginning, understanding the user experience in the app, like the core part of the app, core part of the
When you're
initial purpose.
when you're trying to understand the core user experience, is it just looking at Firebase and the analytics, or is it like literally trying to talk to the users as well?
No, we haven't. I don't remember talking to users. Like we get some feedback on the, like we have our support page, Facebook support page.
Mm.
Sometimes we get direct feedback from users, but that's not intentional. Like we don't go to the users. Users come to us, usually with some negative experience. Sometimes,
Always.
or sometimes like, yeah, I'm having positive experience, but here are some issues. So can you add these or that? So those are like neutral experience, usually the negative ones. But yeah, we haven't like like proactively gone to the users and like figure out what they want.
I
Haven't done
love
that
it.
yet. Yeah.
with the reviews part, I think, you and I talked about this in
Yeah.
Toronto when we met. Here's one of my favorite strategies. And so we all know, if you've been following the channel for a bit, we've been talking about how early on during your onboarding process, because it does lead to more reviews, and I kind of break down the numbers. So what I like to do, especially for a new app. Now, Masood, you can't do this for the chat GPT, the AI app right here, because it's going to be too costly for you to give up. But with app advice, you give away something for free. So what we did with our app was, we've done, like, if you have a subscription, you can do a 30-day trial instead of a 7 or a 3-day, right? You have to do an extended 30-day trial. Or what I did with one of our apps that we just released, we just made the lifetime offer for free. And we got 12,000 downloads through app advice, and we got 150 new ratings through app advice too, all organically. So that's one way to sort of hack it. Essentially what I was doing with Masood was exchanging. All right, here's my lifetime. I have no costs, right? Whether it's one user I have on the app versus 1 million, I have no additional cost. So I'm willing to do the lifetime offer for free in exchange for 150 ratings. So that was sort of the math that I put in my head, and it worked better doing the lifetime offer versus a 30-day trial. And so that's sort of how I hacked the new app launch.
Yes, one point I want to mention, like if you have an AI app, there's server cost, right? So
yes,
it's very nice that you are giving 30 days subscription to the users, but those users are coming to your app and they are using all these like servers for whole day, for 1 day. So that's one thing you have to keep in mind. Like if it's like a regular app, like for me, for self-editor, I don't have any server costs. Like it's all on the user's phone. So everything happening on the phone. So so that's one thing like people should keep in mind.
Absolutely. If you can, great. All right. What's up, Ollie? You put in your app link. If you want us to look at it, go to appmasters.com/audit. Take a look at it. Dylan just showed up as well. Love it. Hey, Masood, talk to me about your pricing here. You went with the weekly. Now, I've been saying, like, I think, I'm looking at Adapty, the report that they did too, newsletter. If you guys go check it out, it's a great report. But I've been a big fan of weekly, especially for the nature of this app. It's almost like you're understanding your users, because it's like, okay, if they're writing something, maybe they just need us for a week, maybe they'll come back. But talk to me about your philosophy in the pricing of this AI app.
Oh, so I think for the pricing, can you download the AI enhancer? Maybe that might be better to show.
Got it right here.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to hit allow. Ooh, love it.
Yeah, I think the subscription page will come up here. So right now.
Nice.
Yeah, so we have pricing at multiple tiers, like yearly, monthly, weekly, and then some offer, like offer subscription, like same subscription, but with a little bit reduced price, like 30-40% price. So initially, so from my experience, people usually like try to subscribe to the weekly ones, not much into the monthly one. I mean, there will be few people who will like the monthly one, but in general, like most people like the weekly ones. I think it's because like they can try it for 1 week and then they can cancel. Like it's only $4 or $5. Usually weekly ones are $4 or $5 to $3, $2 to $5.
Right.
So that's the maybe the mindset from user side. But if you like if you try to get most revenue from the users, we should focus on the yearly one, because yearly ones are usually what the price is like $30 to $50 or maybe even higher. So even if one user subscribe to your yearly one, like that's like equivalent to, I think, like 20 to 30 weekly subscriber, right? So if you want to focus on revenue, yearly one was the best, and if you want to focus on like more number of subscriber, the weekly one is best, right? So what we do is like we try to get the user subscribe to the yearly one first, like the most expensive one first, and then as the user keep using the app, we like keep offering them the lower and lower and lower subscription price offers. So
I love it. Like this one right here too. You got the sort of the headway. I'll just quote headway. I'll give him credit for this. But you got this little gift icon. Oh, it went away too. I love it, Masood. You're like, yo, I mean it. You got 5 minutes.
Yeah. So So this is something I added after like Apple started rejecting the the second subscription thing. So what I did is like I don't show the second subscription, but when the user cancels the initial subscription, they go back to the landing page, and then they see this gift box, like they see this small gift icon shaking, and then they tap on it. That's when I show the second subscription, which
I love
was
it.
like before I just automatically showed before.
Okay, I love it. Yeah, what Masood was talking about, I shared this in another video, but I was like, hey, I think it's important to have 2 paywall views in the onboarding because we know that most people do pay during the onboarding process. And so if they X out the initial, show them an offer, and then Apple started rejecting it shortly after I shared it. And now Masood is doing it this way, which I love as well, where it's just this like shaking gift box too. I love this, Masood. Okay, now might be a good time to talk about more of the AI. How have you started, since you have a couple of AI apps too, how have you started leveraging AI to market your own apps now?
Okay. So I can start from beginning. Like if you start from keyword research, so there are some tools actually like AppFollow or some other tools, Figures, those sorts of tools. Like they automatically suggest some AI keywords to you. So that's one way you can use the AI to get an idea of what keywords you should target for your app. And then, so this is something I have built internally. I have built some tools. So once I have the list of keywords, I have seen like these tools, they suggest a lot of like garbage keywords as well. Like they suggest a lot of keywords, that's fine. Like if you have an app and if you have like a 200, 300 list of keywords, that's fine. Like that's good for me, but it's too much actually. Cannot, like if you try to put 200, 300 keywords in title, subtitle, and then the keyword list, it's not going to happen. So I think you can probably maximum focus on like 20 to 30 keywords. I think that's the number of keywords you can focus. So what I do is like I have kind of built a system like using ChatGPT to ask the ChatGPT to filter from these 200, 300 keywords, filter me out like 50 keywords that are most relevant to my app. So I give ChatGPT my app link, and then I give ChatGPT the keyword list, and then I call the API, and then it gives me a list of like 30 to 50 relevant keywords. So that makes my task easier. And then like this is all my internal system, like internal tool I have built. And then my tool also like adds those keyword like comma separated, like make a title, make a subtitle, and then comma separated, and then make like 100 character list. So these are some of the ways you can do it for ASO, especially with the keyword thing. And then for review, like I have been also using it for review. Like so if you go to my app store, like all the reviews have been actually done by ChatGPT. So what happens is I have connected to Apple's review API, and then I get all the reviews from
these responses.
Yeah. All the responses have been done by ChatGPT. I don't even know which day it was posted. I have a scheduler in my server, so it pulls all the reviews from the Apple server, and then it like send it to ChatGPT API, and then the ChatGPT that one writes the review. So and then it's also posted on the App Store, so I don't even have to post like manually post.
Wow. Wait, can I try to find a negative one? That no, they're all
this
positive.
one probably doesn't have. I think it.
That's
You might find in the AI enhancer, image enhancer.
Okay.
I'm not sure. You might find one.
All right. Yeah. Let's look. I just want to see. That's amazing. That's
so last
okay. Here we go.
One, right?
Wow, it even knows the name.
Yeah. It can do a lot of things. Like even if it's in like a Portuguese or like a different language, like non-English language, it can figure out a response.
What?
So,
that's amazing.
But I had some setback here. Like initially, it was responding like, "Okay, sure, you're having this bad experience. I'm ready to give you a refund. Just contact us, and we'll give you a refund." And that's not the response I wanted to give. Like giving out refund for every negative experience. So we had to modify the API a little bit so that it doesn't say that I'm going to give a refund. It says something else, like we're going to make it better. Don't worry, or contact us. We'll help you out, like that.
Oh man, I love it. Hey, when do you let go? When do you let the machine just go? Are you like putting a week in where you're like constantly like looking at the responses and then being like, okay, this feels good. You know, I'm dealing with this, Masood. So this is the where I'm leading to is like we're hiring more. We got a team of 11 now, including me. And just like, when do you feel like now you got AI doing most of the work, but when do you feel like you're like, all right, I'm gonna pay attention for the first X amount of days, weeks, and then I'm gonna let go. Let
Yeah,
go.
yeah, that's what
Be
actually I
blunt.
did. Like, actually, what I did is like I collected some samples from the app store and then tried with positive, negative, like I said, English, non-English. I tried with like I think more than 100 reviews, and then once I was
Right.
satisfied, after that I let it go. Like, but still I monitor like every like 2 days or so. I monitor like what responses are there, and still it's not like 100% perfect. Sometimes it gives garbage
Yeah.
response. I have to modify it manually.
Oh,
But
that's
it
awesome,
has been
man.
handling like 90% of my review response. And
Oh my God.
actually, you don't need to build it yourself. I think there are few ASO tools. They're actually giving this feature in their tool, right? So
Yeah. You know, are you using one of them or are you just kind of like,
no, it's just my own. Like if you're
no,
a developer, it's very easy to make.
really? Huh.
Yeah,
You a developer? Are you
I
coding most of this
have
stuff or
developer experience. Yeah,
okay, not
like
anymore. You too big time.
yeah. Initially, I was a developer. Yeah,
Yeah, I love it,
yeah.
man. What else? Are you doing anything on the conversion rate up? Actually, hold on. I'll ask you that the conversion rate optimization side of things. But Half Life Divided said, did he say that the second discounted subpage after the first one was being rejected by Apple? So yeah, you go ahead.
Oh
You
no, no.
answer.
So what I was doing is like I was showing the initial subscription, and then once the user closes it, so I was immediately showing another subscription page with a discounted offer, so like 30%, 40% offer, and then
Yeah.
Apple actually approved it before at the
Hmm.
beginning, and then I think a week or 2 weeks later, I don't know, they saw Steve's video or
I
something,
think so.
like
I
everybody
did
started
share it
doing it.
everywhere. It's my fault. It's my fault.
Yeah, so Apple started rejecting it, and then yeah, so we cannot use it anymore.
Here, life Half Life. This is the video that I created. It was copying. I was looking at Flow and I was like, oh my God, this is what I've been thinking about. And this app is doing everything that I've been kind of thinking about, where you have this, you know, you have a long onboarding, by the way, and then you hit the paywall, you I just hit free trial enabled and I hit X on this and then they hit me with an offer. And I was like, yo, this is brilliant. Like, I think this is the right way to go. And I started sharing this on LinkedIn and YouTube video. And then, you know, Apple approved it and then started rejecting it. And so who knows if Flow still does this and if they got rejected, but this was the video that Masood was talking about too. All right. Okay, well, we got some questions. So let's hold on the AI conversion. David says, hey, what do you think about buying reviews? I found out that my competitor buys it.
So I don't recommend it. I mean, it depends on the size of your app, or like at what stage you are. Like if you have nothing to lose, like you can try so many things.
Yep.
If you're at a stage you already have user base revenue, I don't recommend it.
Agreed. That's a great way of saying it. David, if you're desperate and you're just starting out, maybe, but I don't recommend it either because you can get banned. And definitely, I just talked to somebody who did get banned, Masood, because Apple is a good job. They warn you, but look, Luis, we showed the white hat way, use app advice, show the review prompt. And then Damien said, I got 15,000 downloads with Indie App Santa. It's a Twitter account for those who aren't familiar. Indie App Santa, and app's gone free through app advice. Many users receive the email. Anyways, net, if you're going to run these type of promotions on app advice and indie app Santa, don't, like Damejen says, is Damjen, make sure that users get the promotion without needing to register. So that is a big thing too. Like, don't force people to register because you won't get the impact. Those reviews, if that's all I was doing it for, don't do that. Okay. And then Luis says, does Apple approve that the AI to reply to reviews? Is that against TOCs?
I don't see anything against TOS. What is against TOS? Because the API is approved from Apple, so I'm getting the API from Apple, and then I'm using the ChatGPT. So one thing is like you have to actually design the prompt for the ChatGPT to get the answer. So that's actually designed by me. So it's the same thing as me giving the response. It's just like helping me. So, and then like I said, I also monitor it like one every 2 days, 3 days, just to see if there is no garbage response. And then if there is something that's not making sense, I modify it manually. So
That's
yeah.
brilliant, man. I love it. Okay, what about the conversion rate optimization side of things? How are you using AI for that?
So conversion rate optimization. Okay, I think it's relevant to the keyword selection.
Yeah.
Like you have. So the most important thing is how relevant your keyword is to the app, right? And then even if the AI says this keyword is relevant to your app, I have seen like every app is different. So like if you have two similar kind of app, the same keyword might convert differently for these two apps, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
your title is different, your screenshot is different, your features are different, right? Everything is different. So I think it helps more at the beginning, like when you're selecting the keywords. But as you go through later stages, you just have to monitor yourself. It's not more of a AI. It's more of a manual thing, like to figure out which keywords are converting more for my app specifically. So yeah.
Okay. Hey, Masood, I love learn. This is my I've Fridays are for me to learn, right? Like I'm just like, yo, let's do this. So here's the prompt. I said, can you give me, I kind of messed up. I'm in ChatGPT. Can you give me 30 keywords related to my app? Is it just that simple of a prompt right
No, no.
here?
So I actually gave like I said, I get the, let's say, 100 keyword from
Yep.
ASA tool,
Apollo.
right?
Yep. Let's say Apollo, for example. Yep.
Yeah, let's go to app follow. Then you can copy actually the all the keywords.
What's it? Engage. Where the heck is it? Apollo.
It's in the third one, I think third one.
Oh
No,
yeah,
no.
yeah. Hey, so tools. Okay.
Okay.
Like right here. Okay. So like I'm gonna pick a different one. Let's just pick meditation. Okay. I don't want to
Yeah.
reveal anything that you are doing. So here, okay. I'll pick meditation and then I'll click here. I'm assuming this is your process.
No, this is actually not my process. So my process is add the app in the, let's say, in app follow,
Okay.
and then track like 200 keywords
Okay.
for this, and then copy all these 200 keywords.
Okay. So I'll add it then. Let's
Okay.
add Headspace. Let's pick on a Headspace for now. I always pick on Calm. Okay. That app. That's why I call this a live workshop. Okay. All right. So now where do I go? Tell me where to go. Here.
The keyword section for the,
Keyword section right here. Keyword tracking.
yeah.
Okay. Guess I have 290 in here that I need to delete.
Yeah, I think they suggest keywords, right? From the, they have an AI
Are you
section,
on,
like,
are you on the paid version or just the free
yeah, I think
version?
I'm in the paid version, yeah.
Okay. But here, I got some keywords now.
But you got some keyword, right? So you can just
Yeah.
copy these keywords, all these keywords. There's a check mark at the top, yeah.
Come.
Copy, yeah. Or if you go to select all, I think it will copy more. Just click on
No.
the select all, yeah, and then copy, yeah. So you have like, I think, how many, like more than 50 keywords now
Yep.
copied.
Right here. 200.
200, yeah, right. So now how are you going to like shortlist this keyword?
Yep.
So that's where I use the chat GPT, like give this list to chat GPT. I give my app link, like whatever app this is.
And we'll
I
go new
ask,
chat.
I don't remember the actual prompt, but it's something like, uh, for this app, then the app link, and given this keyword list,
Hmm.
find me like 20 or 30 most relevant keywords, something like that.
I love it. Let's try it. For this app
Then you give the app link here.
here.
Like find
What did you say?
find 30,
Find the
30
the
most relevant
relevant.
keywords from this list.
How do you spell relevant?
Yeah.
Oh, duh. Relevant keywords out of this list.
Yeah. Then just paste the list and see what happens.
Boom.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's interesting. I
And
like
then
it,
if you
man.
do it with the API, like you can automate it. Like you just
Put them in
download,
comments.
just download the keyword list from the app folder as an Excel or CSV, and
Mm-hmm.
then keep that list as a list, like the same thing, the prompt, but in the API. Then you'll just give you the list, shortlisted list, and then you can write code to make a title, subtitle, and then comma separated keyword list. You can do that.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Love it. Okay. Got a question from Half-Life Divided, and then we'll hit the app audit side. He says, do you buy any ads for your apps, like ASA or anything else? You got Tenjin now, attribution platform. So
Yeah. So I do Apple search ads. And one thing I forgot to mention about the conversion rate, like I use Apple search ads a lot to figure out the conversion, like which keyword is converting me better. So I use that a lot, so Apple searches for that.
Okay. The third, Apple search ads drive downloads, but obviously which keywords are converting better, the best for you?
Yeah.
Are you using, when you say converting, is it just tap to install or install to actual revenue too?
Yeah, definitely. If some keyword is giving me, like bringing me revenue, I try to focus on that more. But I also try to focus on keywords that has conversion rate like more than 80%. I have a lot of keyword converting at 100% conversion rate. So
wow.
Yeah, so I focus
How many
on.
taps though? Like, do you look at like
So
minimum?
that's the thing. Like sometimes the conversion rate is very high, but tap is very low, or the tap through rate, the TTR, is also low sometimes. So that's where like my AI or my own tool helps me, like to sort them, like figure out, okay, I have 5 keywords which has 100% conversion rate, but which keyword has like let's say 10% TTR. Some keyword has, let's say, 2% TTR, but another one has more than 10% TTR. So I focus more on those. So it's kind of like conversion rate plus TTR, and then plus revenue. If you have revenue, that's even better, like plus revenue.
Are you using Tenjin to track the revenue by keyword?
Yeah, so I have two platforms, the conversion, Q1 and then both are actually helping with the revenue tracking.
Oh, wow. So does conversion give you that data from Apple search ads all the way to sales?
Yeah. They don't give it as an API. Like Tenjin has an API, but conversion doesn't have API. So I actually have built like a dashboard where I have all this data coming from different platforms like Tenjin, and then Apple Search Ad, and then, like I said, the Chat GPT, everything like coming to my dashboard, Search Ads, Apple Search Ads, and then helping me figuring out like which keyword is bringing me revenue, which keyword has most like conversion rate, those sorts of thing, and then I can focus on some specific set of keywords that like I can like add in title or something like that.
Yeah, that's interesting. So here, this is conversion.io with the Q, and then Tenjin is, I forget what the, I don't know if it's .com or oops, I spelled it wrong. .com, okay, Tenjin.com. Oh, I didn't know are you on the free plan or the paid plan? I didn't know they have the free plan.
I am on the free. I'm the free. So.
Oh wow, okay.
So, but like I said, like you don't have to use Tenjin. Like there are, I think, Apps Flyer, some other tools, right? The same thing, same kind of thing they do.
Yep.
And then for conversion as well, like you can use Adaptee or Revenue Cat. So all the sites do the same thing.
Yeah, I like it. So George asks, can we know the revenue that came from a specific keyword? So you know the revenues from a specific keyword.
You can do that. You can do that. So you can know that using Tenjin, or you can also use conversion. Like they have an integration with search ads, so you can actually know like how much you're actually getting, like not assuming like this is the keyword that brought me the revenue, that subscription, but you don't know actually how long this user is going to be subscribed. But conversion, I think, gives you that data, like how long this user is actually subscribed, for how many weeks or how many months, and then how much this keyword is actually bringing you revenue. So these tools have this technology.
I love it. Okay. All right, Masood, let's get into our app audit section. And we like to start off every app audit with some dad jokes. Yes, sir. Okay, Masood. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first, my friend? We're playing for dinner, by the way. We're playing for dinner, okay? So next time you come to San Francisco or I come to Toronto.
I should go first because I have it on the other computer, so I'll just try to memorize.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, so an Excel expert goes to a bar, and then what happens?
An Excel expert goes to a bar.
Yeah,
What
what
happens?
happens?
What happens?
He joins two tables.
I like
He got
it.
the sound.
I got the sound effects. Okay. Masood, what do you call a blonde who dyes her hair brown?
No idea.
Artificial intelligence. All
Okay.
right. I literally Googled dad jokes
Is it
about AI.
politically incorrect or?
Yes, I am going to get in trouble, but all right. We're just having fun, guys. All right.
Okay.
Don't cancel me. So put S if you thought my joke was better. Put M if you thought Masood's joke was better. And if you guys want us to take a look at your app in a future live stream, we'll just go to appmasters.com/audit. All right, Masood, we've got Via. I actually talked to these guys on a 1 hour Nadeem. They want growth and retention. I'll pull up the app right now. So we'll go through the app. They're not available in the US. So unfortunately, I can't go through it. But I did get, like, we did sit down for an hour and talk through this app too. So I'll let you talk about this a little bit. But it's delivery. Essentially, it's like Uber, but for, I forget where they're available at. So I apologize, Nadeem. But yeah, it is like a drive-through. They make every restaurant, store that you can possibly imagine into a drive-through. And so you just pull up to the store, they'll come out and they'll give you your order there. All right, so we're getting to the app, or you have any, you want me to pull up the app store? Where is it? Right here. Oh, where is their app store? Right, here we go. I downloaded the app already. EG, what's the country code EG? Anybody know? Egypt? So that, it looks like they're available in Egypt only. I think it's, if I'm correct, EG is Egypt, but all right. Anything on the app store that you want to talk about, Masood?
Yeah, I think, so I first of all, I don't have any idea about keywords for this app, so I can't comment like, could they have done better job with the title and subtitle? I can't comment on that. But the screenshots I can comment. Like, I think there are too many text, and then to me, it's for me a little bit difficult to understand what's the actual. I understand it through the title,
Right.
but the screenshots I don't understand. Like, it looks like just like a generic app, like Uber kind of app that's just showing me list of foods like from the restaurant.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I like the messaging. Any AI prompts that you can think of, Masood, that would be like, write me a 5-word catchy title about
Yeah,
this
I
app.
actually use that for. So what you need is like you have to go through like, let's say 3-4 competitors, figure out their prompts, and then give AI these prompts and say like, design me 5 AI prompts like
Let's try this.
similar to these apps.
Under 7, let's say 7 words for my app. Let's see. Write me 5 catchy headlines under 7 words for my app. Let's see what ChatGPT does. All right. Yeah. So I agree with you. Fuel your drive with Via. Drive through, deliver to you. Order, roll, and go. Yeah. Order ahead. Drive through fast.
Yeah.
I think these are good, right?
They're good and these are short actually, so not too much.
Order
text.
ahead. Drive through fast. Everybody understands it. You have it in your title. I like that one. There you go. Man, this is turning out to be one of my favorite live streams about AI. I love this. Okay. Yeah, I agree with you, Masood. I think it is a lot of text to read. It's just, I think we came up with a better title for you through ChatGPT. Thank you, ChatGPT, for that. And then the other thing I was going to say too was the website had a lot of those logos like McDonald's and all the top brands.
Yeah.
I think that I would add this. I know they kind of have it here and maybe they don't want to get into some legal issues too. Right. But we've done this with other apps, other clients too, where we put a lot of screenshots that did improve. Full disclosure, the first initial screenshots were really horrible. But when we revamped the screenshots, we saw a 92% increase in downloads without changing anything from a keyword thing. Because that's how I like to A/B test, Masood. One thing at a time, change one variable at a time. Don't do an XY A/B test, do just an X A/B test. Okay, let's get into the app here. Where is the app? I thought I had it in the Oh, I don't think it's available. So let me see if I can try to get it. If not, then I apologize. Yeah, I don't think it's available. Yeah, it's not available. So that's how I would try to do it. And I think we already had a long conversation, but yeah, so we'll give you some tips there. Okay. I don't know if I can get into other apps. Let's see if there's any questions, and let's go through the vote. All right. Waruna's here. Here we go. Mary, here we go. Dad jokes. All right. Oh boy. Eric did not like my joke, but I did get Mary gave me an S. So 2-1. Oh boy. Yes, I go. Luis canceled. All right. I like the joke, but all right. All right. So I got 2, 1, 3, 4. I am canceled. 4, 2, 5, 3, 5, 4. Oh, 5, 4. 5, 4.
Close.
I love it. Joe said I already used this joke. I don't remember, Joe. I've been doing a lot of dad jokes, so that could be the reason why. I don't remember doing that one though. It is risky. All right. Tawid says, with the numerous ChatGPT apps in the market, can I successfully launch a new ChatGPT app and stand out with just pure ASO? What's your take, Masood?
No, I don't think it's like it's already late. Too many apps saturated market.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna disagree, Masood. Okay. Only because I have one case study and we're trying more. But
Yeah.
here's what I would say, Tawid, is kind of like what we talked about with, it's hard, right? It's nearly impossible. So I'll say nearly impossible. But what Masood did is exactly how I do it too, is really use tool. I love AppFollow. I love this keyword research tool. Really think about what ChatGPT does. And Masood alluded to this earlier. He said, hey, I noticed that people were trying to write articles, trying to do homework. And so for ChatGPT, don't go after ChatGPT, go after the outcome. What would people use ChatGPT for? And then figure out if there's keywords that people are not paying attention to. And I think I found one with Romain, who might be here if not, but we've been working together on this too. So I think I found one for him. I definitely found one for another client. He's making about 4,000 to 5,000 just purely off of ASO. So it's not impossible, but it's nearly impossible. How about that? How about it's very difficult to find these right keywords? Okay.
Yeah.
And Eric says low. All right. All right. Cool. I like it. All right, Masood, anything else on the conversion rate side on the AI? I've been loving everything that you've been sharing with the ChatGPT stuff.
No, I can't remember, but like I said, I use search it a lot to figure out the conversion rate.
I love it.
One more thing, like what I try to do is like once I figure out the conversion rate, then I try to focus on that feature that's specific to that keyword. I try to like spoon feed that feature to the user. So user finds the app through that keyword, and user comes to our app, and then I try to like make the feature so much like prominent that he cannot miss it. Like he cannot, like sometimes we create a lot of features, but it's hidden somewhere, like somewhere under the button or some under menu or something. So I try to figure out what are the most important keywords for me, and then try to bring those features like at the right when user goes into the app, like he can see, like he cannot miss it. So that's the one thing I do. And I think that also helps with the conversion rate further, because I think Apple looks into this data, like which keywords your users are coming to your app for, and then is the user actually spending time in your app coming from that keyword. I think those sorts of data has been starting to like put some effect with your keyword ranking. I think so. It's my like hypothesis, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, it's a great way of putting it. It's just our hypothesis. The other thing I would say, I love that strategy because I'm coming around. I've been talking about Apple Search Ads a lot, and I've been a big proponent of it. But we're going through this with one client too, where it's in the photo video space, and there's one keyword, even though we don't have it in the title, subtitle anywhere, but it is driving really high tap through rates, like 60, 70%, really high conversion rate. So tap through might be lower actually. So don't quote me on that because that's a really high tap through. But the conversion rate is like 60, 70%. Tap through like maybe 14%. And so I think I like what you said earlier, Masood, is like if it's above 10 and like maybe above 60, that is a great keyword. And when we looked at the traffic score wasn't huge, Masood, but in the beginning, like that 0 to 1, right? Like how do you get it going? That's all you care about. Like find that great keyword, because guess what? If it doesn't have a lot of high traffic,
Yeah.
what's also happening is not a lot of people are focused on that keyword. So that gives
Right.
you more
Yeah.
room to obviously try to rank for that particular keyword.
Right.
Yeah, I love it. Okay. And then Fun says, Fun, good name. How do I rank app through AI? I haven't seen. Come on, Mr. AI expert.
How do I rank app through AI? I mean, the only it's like part I can think for using AI is the keyword selection. But like I said, afterwards, like once you have a set of keywords, this set of keywords will not behave same for two apps that are similar.
Mm,
So because like I said, like for every app the user experience is different. For every app the keywords that the developer is targeting is different. So everything is different. Those two apps
mm,
are similar, does similar thing, but they're unique, they're different. So uh, AI actually can't do it that much, except that like it can help you figuring out the initial set of keywords that you can do also manually, just
mm.
saves you some time.
Okay. How are you on time? We've got like 3 minutes before
Yeah, sure. I have
you got
I
time?
have
Okay,
time.
cool. Because we got a lot of questions I want to make sure we get through. Okay, let's get through the questions and then we'll get to the app audit, the last app audit. How long do you think the AI craze would last? Would we get the same level of downloads and revenue from AI apps after a year? Is it worth? That's a good. Do you think it's worth it? It's here for the long haul. Is it worth
Um,
starting now?
I think so. My take is like it's a new thing. So with every new thing, like what we use it for is initially is for entertainment. So for AI, like what we're mostly using is for generating contents like articles, images. That doesn't make sense. Like a lot of images, and we've started to seeing like videos, making videos with AI. So uh, I think the real use of AI, like what we are actually going to get, the most useful thing from AI, it's not out there yet. So it will take some more time maybe. So will it run out? Like will the hype stay here for a long time? It depends on like how useful this is, like over the next few years. That's how I think. But right now there are some hypes. As a developer, like we can, if we find some use cases, we can use that hype to get some downloads, and then if we can add some meaningful stuff for users, then you can get some revenue as well. That's how I think for from developer perspective.
Here's how I think too. I love the way you said it. Is it entertainment or is it something that's utility? Right now, we just did it. We just did it right now. We found a better headline, we think, through AI for Via. I think
Yeah.
it's because of the utility aspect. I think it's here to stay. And the way, I don't I don't ever get, I'm not a guy who gets onto the craze, because Vision Pro, I'm like, maybe, I'm kind of like that. But I've had this like experience a couple of times, handful of times. One, obviously the internet, because I'm old enough to not have the internet. Number two, the iPhone, the first one. So I got the first version. Tesla, I was like, whoa, that is freaking cool. And then AI. I mean, I'm very rarely like, whoa, this is cool. And I feel like it is definitely here to stay. So
Yeah.
Boris says, what about running adult chatbot just with ASO? Is it too late to create a new app?
Now I haven't looked into it, but I have seen some like really successful adult chatbot. But
Yeah, me too.
I'm not into this space.
Yeah, me neither. But I have all the screenshots for an upcoming video about like this particular topic, about like ChatGPT and the type of apps that you should be creating around that. And here's a niche one that's making lots of money. So Boris, stay tuned on the channel. Parath says, how much conversion rate is good? In benchmarks, I see 75 percentile, 7% conversion rate in utility apps. And I'm assuming, Masood, that Parath is talking about the conversion rate within Apple. So Parath, let me know if that is different. I'm assuming that you're talking about downloads over
Oh,
impressions on the
good point.
conversion rate. Yeah, in the App Store. But I could be wrong. But you let me know, Parath, what you really mean by conversion. But you answer it with what you thought he asked it as.
Yeah, I mean, so it depends, right? It also varies between categories. But I'm not sure like what he's referring to. Is it the like inside App Store Connect analytics, or is it on like the search ads kind of thing? What he's
Yeah.
referring to?
Yeah. If you can tell us what the conversion rate, because 5 to 7% from install to actual trial is pretty good. So 7% is right. 5 to 10%, but 7% is pretty good. Anything above 10% is excellent there. But if you're looking at conversion rate, download over impression, I don't pay attention to that number at all because I don't know what an impression is.
Yeah.
What do you think? Sorry.
Yeah. So like I said, if it's download over impression, I would say it's good. 7.14%.
That's excellent.
Yeah. So we usually see more than 6%. So I mean, I'm saying it's good. And then for if it's for like App Store, he's referring to App Store. So yeah, I would say it's good.
Okay. Masood, Joe says, very impressive portfolio. Do you just stick to iOS or are you on Android too?
Just iOS.
Dylan says, does keyword optimization outside the App Store, like on a website, affect downloads?
For iOS, I only do iOS. So no, maybe except the download velocity, maybe like if you have extra download coming from website, I have seen the download velocity affects the keyword rankings. So
yes, and I've seen revenue affect the keyword rankings. I have 2 case studies now, right? Like, okay, if you feel it too, then cool. Because saw one client, number 1, we got him number 1 for this great keyword, right? High converting, not the highest traffic, but high converting for in terms of revenue. We took it out from Apple in-app purchases to Stripe. So the revenue, App Store revenues went, and this is like 6 figures a month, went, and then guess what happened to keyword rankings? And so another client, we turned on monetization, finally started making revenues, right? And I'm trying to pull the charts to just match it up. But I was like, how do we get to number 2? Because we were stuck at number 4 for a keyword for so long. And then slowly we're number 2. When I looked, I was like, oh, and it hit me. It's like, oh, around the same time is when the revenue started hitting up too. All right. And Dylan, to answer your question, yes, the way I would say this is I've been thinking about this too. I haven't figured out the best way to try to rank for it. But if your app category, so let's say, selfie editor app, if that has keyword on Google and you rank number 1 for selfie editor and Google ranks you pretty high, that is a great source of downloads. We have it with the past guest of mine, Rudy. We saw that a lot of downloads were coming from Google too. And I actually have experienced this with one of my other clients too. So it is a great source if that's what you're referring to. All right, Krishna says, have you used ChatGPT or other AI tools for app customer support? Krishna, hit rewind. We talked all about this, but besides the replying to App Store reviews, Masood, do you have anything else that you want to share?
No, I think we have already discussed in detail.
Yeah. Okay. And then Mark, where you been, bro? Miss you. Have either of you noticed title keyword weight for ASO has dropped recently?
I haven't.
Yeah, me neither. So, but yeah, I haven't noticed that, Mark. I don't know what you're trying to do, what you've been doing. All right, last question for Krishna. Any in-app AI bot recommendation for customer support? Oh, okay. Well, there's a lot of these chat bots. Before ChatGPT took off, there were like ManyChat, I think is one. There's a lot of these AI chatbot type of things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there are many. I cannot particularly recommend one, but there are many. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right, let's get into the last app. It's a simple scanner app right here, and I'll pull it up. Cool. This is Lucas. Design, usability, ASO. Give me it all. Paywall. All right. All right, Masood, you're the guest, my man. Actually, here, you got a second joke? Hold on. I almost forgot the most important thing. You want to redeem yourself? You got a second joke?
About on the other computer. Oh, I remember it now. Yeah, I remember.
Cool. You want me to go first or you want to go first?
You can go first.
Okay. All right. Here we go, Masood. All right, Masood. It occurred to me that me personally, especially after that first joke, I am the exact opposite of artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence. You want to guess what that is?
Nope.
Real stupid. There you go. All right, Masood, what you got?
Okay, so why did the PowerPoint slide go to the other side of the road?
Why?
Sorry, PowerPoint slide crossed the road. I wrote it down somewhere. Yeah.
Why?
Because it wanted to go to the other slide.
All right, I like it. Other slide. All right, so put S, same rules, S and M. Come on, Mark, I answered your question. If I answered your question, you better be voting. Okay, let's go into the last one. Simple scanner. Anything from the design, Masood, that you want to talk about?
Yeah, so kind of similar comments, like too many text, I would say. I try to keep it like 5 to 7 words, not too many words, because people don't
Up
want
here
to.
or here? The design right here, the screenshot.
Screenshot. I was talking about screenshot, yeah.
Okay.
And then
Wait, did my audio go away? Is it just me, or can nobody else hear Masood? Okay, leave me in the comments because I can't hear Masood. I don't know if it's just me or everybody else. Masood, I can't hear you. Is it me? Okay, no audio, but you guys can hear me, right? Can you hear me? Okay, cool. Masood, we can't hear you. Hopefully you're still there. All right, cool. I think what he was talking about. So I'll take over until Masood comes back, and Masood just jump in and be like, "Hey, I'm back." But the download wise, look, we talked about this too. Like PDF scanner, I seen so many PDF scanners that I'm like, But then I did a YouTube live stream before. PDF scanner is the one app category that there's no brand, like real strong brand associated with the PDF scanner. So still a big market. That's the way I see it. It's still a big market for us, but not so. But the keywords that you're going after are a little bit too competitive, Lucas. So you might want to just change that around and find one. And we kind of went through it, so I won't repeat it. Go to App Follow, really put into any other ASO tool like App Follow or App Radar, which I really like App Radar in terms of like difficulty scores, because I'm just judging on your 3 ratings. You want to get those ratings up too. So that's the way to go for that. Oh, Masood, you are muted. I don't know if I just muted you. So, yeah, you accidentally muted yourself. So if you want to unmute, you'll be fine. There's a mute button at the bottom, Masood. Okay. Yeah. So that's what I would do. And then Masood was talking about your screenshots. Now, I don't have any data to support this, but you might want to A/B test. I hate screenshots that go up, down, because we don't read that way. We read up and down or left to right. We don't read up, down, left, right. You know what I mean? Like it's either one direction or the other. We're not doing both directions at a time. So you might want to A/B test that. So you back? I still can't hear you, bro. Something happened to your audio. Maybe it's your AirPods. They run out of batteries. Okay. Because Mark has a great question for you, Masood. So I would love to have you back. All right. So and then again, like think about Apple search ads. Look, ASO, Apple search ads, these are just like the fundamentals that we talked about because it's so easy that anybody can do it. But I've talked to many developers and I want to make sure everybody understands this. It's like, you don't need them, right? I've talked to a developer doing really well. All he runs is Twitter ads. That's it. Does he think about ASO? I'm like, it's not fully optimized, his title and subtitle, but he has a funnel that works, right? So just think of the App Store and the app business as a funnel. How are you going to get downloads? ASO and ASA are part of that, but it could be Twitter ads, it could be Reddit ads, it could be everything. Like I've heard it all. Frankly, I've heard it all. People are getting downloads from all various sources. So figure out where you can get downloads and then optimize the trial conversion and then the trial to paid. So it's that complete funnel, and just really think through how you're going to get each thing and increase each step of the funnel. You back, Masood? Maybe you just go with the onboard keyboard. Maybe it's in the settings. Let's see. Masood. Nothing? It's the universe telling me that's my punishment for telling such a un-PC joke. Like, Steve, this is your punishment. You can no longer hear your guest. Masood is being punished. Okay. Whoa, Lucas, have you not been paying attention to anything we've been talking about? One, you have no onboarding experience. During the onboarding experience, you want to show the paywall. So you're not even showing the paywall view I love this scanner animation at the bottom, but my eye immediately goes to that, which might be great for you, for the user, but bad for your conversions. And so let's take a look at this conversion. Okay, cool. I like this paywall. Now, this is the one thing I would say to Masood, if he can still hear me, but I like that you're pushing people into the yearly, but I still think we have data now, a couple of different data points where one plan, having two plans. Yeah, Masood, if you want to try again, I'll be here. So having two plans increases conversions, and then having three plans even increases conversions more. Now, Superwall said this, and Adaptee said this now, and I've been saying it, but I don't have the data like they do. I'm just saying it from my personal and psychology stuff, right? And so definitely try to have three plans as much as possible. The way I like to do this is I like weekly still, okay, until I'm proven wrong. So because it's a short entry, especially for a PDF scanner, like maybe I just need to scan one thing and then be out, right? So I'm willing to pay you $2 to $3 to scan this one thing because I have an immediate need right now, right? But I don't need a $40. Like I'm not going to use it. So have that option, right? Like $3, maybe no trial because you're talking to the user who needs it right now, right away. And then jack up the monthly. I like the monthly where it's priced at $10. And then the yearly's, $40. Perfect, right? You got everything ready to go where it should fully be optimized. So you have the weekly plan that's cheap. I need a one-time use and be done with it. You got the yearly plan that has your highest LTV that you want to get most people into. And then you have your monthly plan that is a complete decoy. Because out of all the different subscription links, the monthly has the worst LTV. Okay. I've actually seen even weekly has a higher LTV than your monthly. All right. So that's why I like to have weekly, monthly, and yearly until I'm proven wrong. All right. Let's see if Masood comes back. This must be Lucas. This is my old app. I have onboarding screens on my newer ones. Oh, good. What's wrong with this one, Lucas? All right, Mark. Mark's my producer. Tell him to disconnect and reconnect. All right, Mark. Thank you. All right, he is going to do that. Let's tally up the scores while we wait for Masood and Mark's great question right here that I want to ask Masood, but I've got a spoiler alert on that. All right, let's see. Masood! No. You're not using the AirPods either, huh? Maybe it's something in the settings, the audio settings, Masood, that you might want to play around with. Okay. Maybe your microphone. How about you do this? Head nod. Up and down, okay? Oh man, oh wait, okay. All right, we got MS, so we tied. I'm breaking through. Thank you guys. I have won it. I've done it again. 2 jokes, winner, clean sweep. Thank you. All right, app ideas. Let's see. Hello, hi. Great name. How do I find an app idea? Really do the market research. Hello, hi. Here's what I'm doing. So I'm going to be doing an ASO workshop in late September. Live. It is going to be paid, but we're going to break down that. I'm letting ASO, because I'm lazy and I don't like spending money, I'm going to let ASO drive my app ideas. So no longer am I thinking, hey, what's in the market? Let me build an app out of this. I'm looking at the ASO and be like, this is interesting. I can rank for it. And I'll break down how do you rank and test out a keyword. And I'm going to build an app that way. But the most basic way has always been look at Sensor Tower, look at mobile action, and kind of break down, see what category of apps are working well, and then see if there's a way that you can squeeze in through that. Kind of like when Masood talked about earlier. He kind of broke down his process early on in the days of figuring out which app to build. My man Masood, are you back? It feels weird not being able to hear me. No. All right, Masood, here, stay with me, okay? Mark says, how well does the second chance offer for subs work for you? Any stats on that? And maybe you can put it in the chat and then I'll answer it for you. Okay, Masood? So that second chance offer with the gift, how well is that working for you, that conversion? All right. And Masood, you lost, by the way. So you owe me dinner. You lost the second round. I won by 2 jokes. You can tally it up. All right. Julia says, Mark, I don't see higher correlation between, okay. All right, let's see. All right, hello, hi. And then Lucas says, I've vetted this one because I could not get the momentum going. Okay, cool, but I'm trying new things and maybe Twitter ads, as you said. Look, I don't know, right? Like you guys decide. All I'm saying is it's a funnel. I threw out Twitter ads because I talked to the guy and he's like, yeah, we're just running ads on Twitter and that's it. It's like, what? Nobody even talks about that. So the extent of what I was trying to say is like, it's just the funnel, downloads, trial this, install the trial the sub. That's all you got to think about, right? Cool. All right, Mark. It's look, the stats I have, Mark, it's working. That second offer does work, right? I shared it publicly, that second offer after the paywall, because I had other internal stats that I won't share publicly with you guys about different strategies that we've implemented, and it works. That one's already working. You know, I got a text from somebody else where I shared these different strategies, and he's like, I've already made $2,000 additional, and within 5 weeks of launching it. So it does work. It's just the stats back it up. People buy during the onboarding process. So you got to do, and people love discounts. So why not? If they say no to your initial paywall, why not show them that second paywall with a bit of a discount to get them to convert? All right, let's see if Masood is back. One more time, Masood.
Hear me? Oh.
Yes, sir. Okay, hear from the man himself, Masood. Okay, sorry. So do you want to add on to anything else besides what Mark said? So how well is that second chance offer that you're putting into that GIF? How's that working for you?
Yeah, so second chance offer was working. So I actually didn't get enough time because, like I said, I got approved, I think 2 weeks back. And then after 2 weeks, I submitted again, then they rejected. But from the initial data, it looked like it was working. So I also had that push notification. You remember, like when user cancels
Yes.
subscription, then like I show the same
I love
offer.
that one. Yeah.
But I would say the second subscription is working better than the push notification because user is already in the app. A push notification, the user has to come back, and not everybody is subscribed to the push notification. So, and then I would say the thing that I'm doing right now, like showing a gift box, like showing a second offer on the screen, that's also working. I have initial data, but it's working. I would say it's better. Like anything you add to the revenue should be good, right?
Yes, I agree. That's the way I see it too. And you know, a lot of people have this philosophy, Masood, where it's like, oh, but is it hurting your long-time usage in LTV? And I'm like, look, I know monetization drives retention. So until you prove me wrong, that's just, I feel strongly about trying to convert users as much as possible.
Yeah, and then one thing I have seen, like I have tested a lot with subscription, like weekly, yearly. People like who wants to subscribe, they will subscribe no matter what price it is. Like I'm not talking about like $50 versus $500 subscription. I'm talking about like $40, $50, $60. If an user wants to subscribe to $50, he'll also probably subscribe to $60 or $40. So there are certain group of people who will subscribe if the subscription price is like reasonable, like competitive, and there's certain group of subscriber who will never subscribe, like no matter, even if you give like $5 yearly subscription. So our focus is kind of to get back more of those people, those group of people into subscription group. So we have this group of subscriber who will always subscribe, but the other group of subscriber who will never subscribe, we will try to like pull into this subscription group those people. Yeah.
I love it. That's a great way of thinking about it. Love it. How much money should you spend on ads for an app launch?
How much money?
How much money you got?
Number. Like I said, like so I'm in indie, so I'm not like a big company, big developer like Snapchat or those sorts of things. So I try to focus on my users first, and to understand the user, I spend on search ads. So whatever amount of money, which is usually not that much, like usually it's not like tens of thousands, like I would say around $1,000 maybe. Depends on the app, depends on the country you're targeting, depends on the value of the user. Like if you're in a category where the value of a user is very high, then your competitors are already like bidding high for those users, right? So in that case, probably $1,000 will do nothing, right? So it depends on the category of the app, demographic of the user, type of the app, everything. For me, like I don't spend that much, but the amount initially I spend is mostly to understand the users. And then once I understand the users, once I figure out which keywords are working, which features my users are looking for, and then I keep on building and keep on spending more, focusing on those keywords.
I love it. It's a great approach. Nothing more to add. How much revenue should generate with 100,000 monthly active users in AdMob?
So I'm not doing AdMob these days that much. So, but I think you can get some data, like some benchmark data, for like how much revenue you should get for like 1,000 impressions or so on. Like you can get this
Yeah,
kind of data, I think, online, and then maybe you can figure it out. Like,
yeah, exactly. I love it. All right. Well, you can check out all of Masood's apps right here. If you just search for selfie editor or any of these AI chatbots right here. Great portfolio. Masood, congratulations on all your success, my friend. I got a
thank you.
ton of value out of this. And it's so inspiring to see indie developers like yourself really make it in space. Yeah, you started early, so it's great. But also, you got new apps and you're continuing to build on it. So congratulations on everything. If the audience wants to follow up with you and say thank you for coming on, do you want to send them anywhere else besides checking out your apps?
Yeah, sure. They can go to editor.app, and then there is a contract, uh, like contract page at the bottom, editor.app. So
Love it.
editr.app.
I'll pull it up right here.
Yeah. So go to the bottom, like they can contact me there, or go to LinkedIn with my name. Then they can find me there.
Awesome. Well, all that is linked up into the show notes as well. And Masood, promise
Yeah.
me, no AI is gonna not chat. I'm talking to Masood, not Chat GPT, right? If I contact you.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you contact me, I'll reply, not ChatGPT.
Masood's got the API all set up. It's gonna be Chat GPT saying, "Hey, hi, Steve. Thank you for having me on your live stream."
Maybe in future. Yeah.
It is editor.app. Just drop the O in editor and .app. You can check out all of Masood's app. Masood, man, great knowing you as a friend. Thank you so much for coming on. It means a lot to me.
Thank you for inviting me.
All right, we'll end it with this. Nurex threw in one last question before we're about to say bye. From 12 million downloads, most of them organic, most of them purchase.
Yeah, I would say most of them organic.
Yeah, of course.
In terms of percentage, I don't have any idea percentage. So,
if you're talking to an indie with that many downloads, the answer is most of them are organic. That is it. All right. Thank you, guys. We're going to be back every week. Let me pull it up right now. Next week, oh, my buddy Vivek, that's right. We're going to talk all about mainly Facebook ads and how a media company is starting to think about different. He works for the biggest India media company in the world. Vivek, I've known him for a few years. We're going to talk about UA. We're going to talk about micro-targeting when it comes to user acquisition as well. Really interesting topic because he's like, I'm looking for a micro-target, right? Indians in other countries. How do I figure this out when Apple and Facebook are all these privacy? We're going to break that all down for you every Friday, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern, and everywhere else. All right, Masood, that is it, my friend. Thank you guys for joining. Masood, thank you for coming back and being committed to making sure your audio works. And I'll see you guys next week. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, guys.
Last thing, I did pick a winner. So we did a video about like which icon test won. I picked the winner. I think it's Alex. You will get a 1-hour audit with me. So reach out to me. I commented on the video with the winner and a screenshot of who won just to make it all fair. But I'm going to try to do more of those too. Fun games. So make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. All right, that's it. All right, thanks, guys. We got to let Masood go. All right, have a great weekend.
You too. Bye.